Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video, and I'm here to give you my quick thoughts, my quick review for a movie called X that came out this past weekend, directed by Ty West, written, produced, and directed by Ty West, excuse me, let me get it right, which was a movie I was very excited about. The trailer looked great. It had a unique premise, but also still very, familiar for us slasher horror movie fans, and I was really looking forward to it, because I just thought it looked fresh, but familiar at the same time, and I love Ty West. I think The House of the Devil is one of the best horror movies in the last 20 years. The Innkeepers is also great. I really like VHS. Hey, even his role in You're Next I liked, Hey, he has this whole little kind of community of indie filmmakers that he kind of hangs out with. So, indie horror filmmakers, I should say. And yeah, so Ty West, A24 of course. So I was expecting some quality, and you know what? I thought it was great. I really did. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I was the only person in the theater too. Wow. Another great movie just being completely shunned in theaters. This sucks. To be fair though, I did see Uma earlier that day, which is a horror movie that I think everybody forgot about. And it deserves to be forgotten about because it's not very good. And I was the only one in that theater. So at least in X, when I went to the theater, there was maybe 9 other people, which is better than 0, I guess, besides me, of course. So I was really happy with this movie. It's both familiar and fresh. It takes a simple premise and then changes it up enough to make it feel like an homage, but also something brand new. The movie is grisly, which I was expecting. Ty West, gets pretty grisly, but I wasn't expecting how grisly, because the trailers, even the Red Band trailers, don't really show too much violence, so I was expecting okay, we'll get some kills, but they won't be too grisly. But there's times where it gets violent, and you're ooh, and then it just keeps going. He's already dead. Stop, please stop. And there's even some really disturbing scenes. There's one I don't even want to mention. That's, whew, it gave me for some reason I immediately thought of that movie Annihilation. There was a scene in the movie Annihilation that was kind of similar. I don't know if anybody sees X and Annihilation and knows exactly what I'm talking about, but anyway, it was really creepy. And I think the acting is great. The characters are actually more likable than you would expect, considering the premise of this movie is a bunch of people go to a farmhouse to shoot a porno and then bad things happen. Way more interesting and likable than you would expect. I mean, they're still kind of gross people in a way, but they're cleverly written and really well performed, so you kind of like them. So when some of them start getting killed, it's a horror movie, unsurprising, they start dying. Especially since the beginning of the movie kind of spoils that, yeah, people are going to die. I mean, it's a horror movie, they're going to die. The beginning of the movie starts off with a flash forward, which is a little weird. It's that scene in the trailer where you see the cops looking around going, what the hell happened here, or whatever. Which is fine. We all knew people were going to die, but I just found that beginning scene kind of pointless. I don't know. I feel like they could just cut that and put it at the end, but which they kind of do. We'll see. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time with it. I thought it was very well shot, very well written, pretty damn funny, and really grisly, really violent. The only problems I have with it is the one thing with the scene in the beginning, and I didn't really care for some of the makeup effects. I think all of the practical gore effects were amazing. Great stuff. Some really nasty stuff, and I love it. There's even some scenes that aren't the most violent stuff that is very well done and also really memorable. It's not memorable because it's so violent, but it's memorable because of the sequences or the sequence of events leading up to it or whatever, which I thought was great. But yeah, some of the makeup not the best. I don't want to say any more about that because I thought it was a nice little surprise finding out certain things after the movie. And I thought performances were great. I think Mia Goth is great in it. Jenna Ortega, who's had a really good last couple months. She was in Scream, of course. She was in the Fallout movie, which I heard she's great in. And she's in this. I think she was in something else. I could be wrong. But in the last few months. But she's great for the most part. Her character's kind of everybody has a good amount of character development, but it's still a 95-minute horror movie with 7 characters that you're supposed to, and then not even them, but the old people too in the movie. So it's you have to balance a lot. So you don't get a ton of character development, but you get enough for you to know these characters. And when one dies, you're oh, not that guy. Oh, why her? So Anyway, it was a fun movie. I really had a good time. It definitely gave me some Texas Chainsaw vibes, which is hilarious considering we just got a Texas Chainsaw movie a month ago, and I didn't get any vibes from that movie. I got vibes. I got so bad it was kind of fun vibes, I guess. The ending was amazing, but yeah. So that was X. I thought it was great. So there is another movie that Ty West shot in, I guess, secret, which they tease at the end of this movie, by the way. So if you're seeing this movie, just telling you, stay until after the credits. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, X was really fun. I had a great time. As a big horror fan, I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it. It was a blast. I only have a couple of minor issues. Oh, also the trailer kind of spoiled some stuff. Not even just the opening scene and then whatever, but like build up to certain kills like are in the trailer, which is kind of annoying. But whatever. You have to make a trailer of something, right? So I get it. But yeah, I thought it was great. It was also it had a really good atmosphere, but it was also an awesome setting. I mean, it's a farmhouse, but that farmhouse looked freaking spooky. And there's a lot of extra areas to the farmhouse. It's not just the farmhouse that they use very well. So I just want to throw that out there too. But anyway, there you go. That's it. X. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was great. So there you go. That is that. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Till next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.